group of, quote, very wealthy people seems to be interested in buying the U.S. branch of the popular Chinese-owned video app TikTok.
President Trump revealed in an interview on Fox News Sunday that he found a buyer for TikTok, but the deal likely needs Beijing's approval to move forward. Let's watch.
It's like TikTok. I'm extending that, but no big deal. We have a buyer for TikTok, by the way. I think I'll need probably China approval, and I think President Xi will probably do it.
Who's buying?
I'll tell you in about 2 weeks.
A big technology company there.
Very, very wealthy people. It's a group of very wealthy people.
TikTok's fate in the U.S. has been in jeopardy for months now. A law approved in 2024 required the app to be effectively banned in the United States unless its parent company, Bytedance, sold it to a non-Chinese company.
Earlier this month, Trump extended the deadline for Bytedance to divest from the platform's U.S. business. It was the third extension since the Supreme Court upheld the TikTok ban in January. Trump's latest extension requires Bytedance to reach a deal to sell the platform by September 17, 2025. The president has credited TikTok with boosting his support among young voters in the 2024 election.
Some potential buyers that have voiced interest in buying the app include tech giants Amazon, Microsoft, Oracle, AppLovin, and Perplexity AI. Well, so a few things here. We've got to recognize what Trump does so many times. If people aren't, following this at home, you got to track the 2 weeks. The 2 weeks.
He loves 2 weeks.
It's always 2 weeks. And when he says 2 weeks, he actually doesn't know. It's usually the case. But 2 weeks, I guess, sounds like a good, reasonable timeline.
It's a fortnight.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to call out the 2 weeks thing first. I think what that really means is he's not entirely sure, but I guess he's had some conversations apparently with people. Now, I think the Democratic Party has been somewhat on the wrong side of this issue in terms of wanting to outright ban TikTok because you not only have people who want to be able to use it and their free speech concerns there, but on top of that, you have a number of people who make their living on social media and on TikTok. I think there's something like 100,000 people in the United States who make their living on social media. So that we don't want to ban it, but at the same time, we do have these national security concerns. We want the company to be owned by a U.S. company. We want the data to be stored in the United States. So I hope someone in the United States is willing to buy it within 2 weeks or longer.
Yeah, look, I think one of the problems is that there have been multiple interested parties, and it seems like Bytedance, and by extension the CCP, doesn't want to divest. And it's almost like they think that Trump is somehow going to be able to do extensions in perpetuity, which so far, to be fair, he has done 3 when the law only allowed for 1. But ultimately, it is a law, right? Congress would have to go back and repeal this in order for this to just be totally off the table. So it's unclear to me what exactly their game plan is, meaning the Chinese ownership of Bytedance. But it does seem clear to me that perhaps the fact that they're so unwilling to sell indicates that they do see a huge, not just financial advantage, but some kind of national security advantage of having TikTok and using it to either collect data on or spy on Americans.
That should be a huge red flag, absolutely, for Americans of all political stripes. And you're right, this law is on the books. Former Congressman, a Republican, Mike Gallagher, really led the charge on that. He was the head of the China committee in the House previously. And, based on all the intelligence he was gathering, he felt like this bill would be important. Now, the ban went into effect under the Biden presidency. And then in the early days of the Trump presidency, the ban was lifted. And he deserves political chops. I mean, he showed his political chops I remember going on TikTok just to see what was going on at that time, and there was a message that popped up saying that it's banned from U.S. users because of this law, and then I think it was 24 hours later, there was a message saying, thanks to President Trump, the United States users can use TikTok again. Again, you have to, I'm not a Trump supporter, but, you got to respect that he knows how to play the game.
Yeah, and look, I remember when the law was first going through Congress, TikTok had those pop-ups, and I'm not on TikTok, but I saw the screenshots on X, which is that's how I get my TikTok news. But they had the phone numbers of your local representative that you could call. And we talked to some of the members of Congress who were getting these calls, and they were horrified. They were like, yeah, these kids are calling in saying they're going to kill themselves or unalive themselves, say for YouTube. And it was very disturbing, some of the things that they were saying. So, yeah, the kids love their TikTok, to say the least.
The kids certainly do, and obviously the bigger issue here is that if China's unwilling to sell, that's obviously a red flag. I do
For
think
sure.
they get advantage from the intel they get from it.
That's going to do it for us on Rising Live. Look out for more exclusive YouTube content coming your way today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Hills YouTube channel so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we are now available anywhere you listen to podcasts.